Alright, so we've got another round of fig propagation. This time around, it's the Chicago Hardy. And I used blue painter's tape to put these on there, so this way when I'm transferring over to the cups or the pots, it's a lot easier. Just pull it off as they're ready and put them in pots. I've checked these already, and this one is ready to go. Look at all those roots. Time to pot it up. The aquatic propagation method is very quickly becoming one of my favorites. When people talk about propagating figs, they say, don't let them dry out. You gotta wrap the top in cellophane or whatever it may be to make sure they don't dry out. With this hydroponic system right there, there's none of that. All you do is kind of just set it and forget it. So it is a lot of fun, but the downside is you can only propagate 6 at a time. And if you're trying to do more, it's going to take either a little while or you're going to have to do a few sets, whatever it may be. If you notice, this one doesn't have one of those sponge balls to it. I didn't have one for this one, so it's just straight roots into water. This year I'm going to be growing loofahs to see if I can use the loofah sponges for sponge balls for the hydroponic system. And that's what it is. It's a miniature hydroponic system. But it's definitely helping grow roots. It's helping grow figs. And now we've got a fully rooted Chicago Hardy that's in a little, solo cup. Down here, we've got the reserve for the solo cup. So this way, it's able to soak up water and it's able to hold on to water a little bit longer. Make sure it gets nice and saturated across the board. There it is. And now it's just going to sit over by a windowsill, soaking up sunshine and growing nicely. And here are the brown turkeys that we had growing. They're all doing very nicely. This one is doing the best so far. Turn him over a little bit. Lots of root growth, even in this 1-gallon pot. So there's 5 of them. We sold one for $22, and that's them growing nicely and ready for sale later on in the spring. So like I said, the hydroponic propagation system is great. I enjoy it, but one of the drawbacks is that it takes a while. So I'm doing the tote propagation system where you take the cuttings and you put them in a tote and you put them on a heat mat, and that's pretty much it. This is brown turkey, and if you notice, they're starting to sprout. And they'll start to put out roots in a little while. They have not put out any roots, but I see nodes. If you look right there, you'll see like little whitening nodes where they might start putting roots. So we're just going to put it back into contact with the soil. And back on the heat mat. And then this one is the Olympian fig. It's got a lot more green growth. And lots of root buds. Those little white buds on it are root buds. So right now we've got the brown turkey and the Olympians over there. But we've got two more batches of Chicago Hardies growing out over here. Look at all those root buds. And there's some roots growing on this one right there. And all I'm doing is just putting them in here. And every couple days, every other day, switching which one's on the heat mat and which one's in front of a window. Ooh. All those root buds. And all those lines right there across the bottom are where roots are going to start to pop out. It's growing very nicely. And this one has roots. If you notice, they're right on the bud. So we're going to give it a couple of more weeks, and then we're going to transplant some of these guys from this humid environment into pots to let them grow out. Yep, more roots. So, you know, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 more Chicago Hardies that are growing out over here. Plus the 6 over there, so that's a total of 17 Chicago Hardies. You know, we've already got 5 brown turkeys and then 2 more in there, and then 3 Olympians that are going to be growing out soon.